In 2025, there's one type of ad that's helping double and triple ROAS for e-commerce brands while you're spending less on creative output. The best part is that your competitors are probably doing it wrong. So if you're not doing any UGC ads correctly in 2025, you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table, and it's literally wasting your money on ineffective ads that could have been doing a lot better. Your viewers are just going to scroll past it. So I'm Rajiv, and I've helped scale multiple e-commerce brands using UGC ads, including this CPG brand that scaled. They started actually at 0, but we got them to 12K. From 12K per month, we got them to 100K per month in doing revenue. And there's also this brand that we helped increase their revenue by 12,000 something percent. There's a lot of case studies. I'll go into it later. But the main thing in this video, what I'm going to show you is why UGC ads are different from regular ads and how to really create the high converting ones so you get the most out of it. And also what's very important is you need to find the right content creators. So that once you have that, you need to test and scale them to the moon once you have the right ones. Okay, so just to understand it, the biggest mistake I see is like they're following outdated advice. The game has changed, and what might actually have worked in the past is always going to change. So just be always on top to see what the performance is, like the performance trends are. So forget those overly produced scripted testimonials that's not working anymore. It needs to be raw, authentic, and most importantly, it doesn't need to feel like an ad. Like the most successful UGC content, it doesn't feel like an ad. And people it depends on the market sophistication as well. If the market is really sophisticated, that's when, you have to have even more authenticity because they are likely to be repelled by something that's just too overly scripted. So genuine experiences, they could be showing someone their skincare product, whether it's something, I'll show you some examples of this, so show somebody actually using the product or having a struggle, like having that problem that product solves, and just genuine share that experience in a way that's more authentic. Of course, it has to be fitting for an ad, so you have to keep in mind, I want to actually convert people from this ad in a way that it's not looking like an ad, or else you can just post on organic. It's going to be different than the content that you post on organic, obviously. So the key difference is that, it's the storytelling approach. What, instead of just saying like, here are the benefits or this is great about the product, they're sharing relatable stories. And it's even more powerful if you have a founder of that product that's also relatable. So for example, if they're selling pregnancy products, or skincare products for women who are pregnant, then it's of course going to be powerful if that, if the founders of that products are also moms and also have that experience, and they started the brand because they couldn't find something on the market that fit their needs. That's also going to be a lot more relatable than these big corporate brands trying to get like this popular celebrity to promote their product, which everyone is just so tired of seeing. So it's basically comes down to two major shifts. The first one is that they're skeptical. They're more skeptical. They don't trust celebrities, or even the big influencers are not trusted anymore. It comes down to real people, micro influencers, if you want to call them. And it's something like ad blindness. They just spot an ad from a mile away. Most of the market is like this right now. And platforms like TikTok have completely changed how people consume content. It's going to be a lot more, it needs to be native. It needs to fit right into their feed without looking like an ad. So authenticity, not perfection. So if it matches this expectation, there's going to be a lot more engagement. And engagement is good because engagement tells the platform that your ad is actually engaging and keeping people on their platform, or getting people entertained, because that's what the platform actually wants. It wants to keep people on the platform. They want people to have a great experience while using the app. So the research trifecta. So they fail at UGC because they don't research enough. So you need to know, it goes without saying, you need to know your customers, right? But what do you actually want? What type of knowledge do you actually need to create the UGC content? So you need to do, of course, customer research again, brand research, competitor research. And it's not just like customer research, like, oh, this is the avatar that we created and we think that this fits our customers. No, you actually need to have research like post-purchase surveys, really look at the testimonials, all the reviews, and see what your customers have in common. They're going to tell you in their language, what resonates to them, and basically tell you what problems are solved by your product. So, and brand research is more like, finding out what makes you stand out in the sea of other competitors, right? And that's also going to help you to kind of differentiate your content because it's going to be a fact that competitors are also going to target the same people. So you always want to stand out. So customer research, there's feedback. So right, product reviews. Every single place your customers leave feedback on is a gold mine, right? And there's just so much information, but it's not only the information, it's actually the information how they present it, because the words that they use, that's the words that you need to use in your copy, in your landing page, in everywhere where you can, because that's actually the language that your customers talk, right? So use a spreadsheet, gather all reviews, from Amazon, social media, YouTube, and not just the positive stuff. Actually, the fewer stars the review has, the better. The reason, because you can actually use this and dismantle some of the objections that people have. You have to keep in mind, people that leave negative reviews, they are most likely more critical people, and other people are going to have the same experience, but they're not as vocal about it. So it just means that problem that this customer has, more people have it, but they don't bother telling you about it. So it's something that you need to really look in and improve your product from a product quality standpoint, for all the reasons, but also look at why they think that certain way. Is that a way that you can overcome that objection, or pre-inform them about the quality or stuff that they can expect? So also communities, go on Reddit, Facebook groups. If you're selling products to moms, or in general, you can always find some of the Facebook groups that they are part of, or you're sending stuff to people that love to go hiking. There's lots of Reddit groups that go outdoors, and anything to do with the outdoors, you can go on Reddit. There's Facebook groups. Just look about conversations that they're having and see if there's any of the problems that you can actually solve with your product. So of course, have somebody on the team go daily, weekly, and really go into these groups and see if you find any hidden gems that you can help, to find how your product can maybe even be improved. So they're actually really honest in these spaces, because these communities, they're just sharing stuff with other like-minded people. They're not coming from, oh, I'm sharing this with a brand, but it's just like they're coming together and just sharing stuff. So they will tell you exactly what it frustrates them about the current solutions and what they wish existed. So the key is looking for emotional language. And when somebody says, I'm so sick of why hasn't anyone made something that of I can't find this type of stuff anywhere, or I can't find skincare ingredients without, or skincare products that have ingredients like, or exclude, or vegan stuff, anything like that, that's just valuable information. Those are also future hooks that you can use. And this is very key. The hooks, that's just more ammo for you to use in the UGC. I'll delve a little bit more deep on that. I'll delve into that a little bit more deeper. So yeah, customer service are another powerful way to gather information. As I said, post-purchase surveys, just ask questions. Ask questions that give you kind of that story material that you're looking for. So what are they struggling with before finding your product? What almost stopped them from buying? What surprised them the most? These answers are just scripts ready to be made, right? Because they're just real experiences, not the typical stuff like, where did you find us? Right? Of course, this is good from a conversion tracking point of view, but we want something more that can give us more that story building material. So yeah, the second pillar, brand research, is you need to understand what makes you different. So it goes without saying, but you have to understand that in 2023, 2022, when this whole lockdown period was going on, a lot of people were online. That gave a lot of brands the ability to just start selling and start becoming profitable straight on. So there's a lot of competition right now with expendable ad budget, bigger brands that can actually just outbid you on all these platforms. So you have to find out what makes you different. Go through every single feature of your product, but don't just list them. Transform them into a benefit. Transform them in what they can say. So if you have a moisturizer with hyaluronic acid, don't just say that. Explain how it keeps your skin hydrated for 12 hours without feeling greasy, or just tell them like, this product keeps me hydrated. It doesn't feel greasy, and it doesn't have any unpleasant smells or strong smells that other brands have. Something like that. And then, of course, the brand voice and personality. This is something that a lot of new brands struggle with, because they're not really sure how their brand is shaped. But it does help to get started with just listing this, because it's crucial, because it helps you differentiate, right? So look how your brand communicates. What words do you use? Are you formal, casual? Are you even edgy? Or are you just using a little bit more humor? Are you easygoing? Happy? Everything from the social media post to the email to the packaging to the customer service, that's actually going to need to be consistent, right? So it's also going to have like specific phrases that are unique to your brand. You can look at some of your competitors and even some of the bigger brands that have these special departments that focus on just doing this, just coming up with the brand voice and personality and keeping it consistent all over. So yeah, then we're coming into the brand story and mission. So every brand has a story. The stronger your story is, the stronger people want to support you. So you have to understand, especially in the direct to consumer space, customers are actually looking to bond with the founder. They're looking to bond with the team. So if they feel like you are just, going out of your way to create this product because, not only for profits, but because you actually saw the same problem that your customers are having, you had before. So you went out and you created something that didn't exist on the market, but there was a need. And you did that not only because of profits, but you wanted to actually just help people like yourself, right? So why did you create it? What problem are you trying to solve? What makes you different? And these are actually just questions, basic questions that make people connect to your brand emotionally. So yeah, the third pillar, of course, is competitor research. So you have to look at your direct competitors, the brands that are basically selling the same thing that you are, but you don't copy because that's working for them. And most definitely, like, the same structure can work for you, but you have to make it unique. So just pull up 3-5 competitor ads in the Facebook ad library. You can even use ChatGPT to find competitors for a certain brand. It will give you a list. Try to find their social media. Try to find their ads in the Facebook ad library or Meta ad library. Watch every single UGC ad that they're running, and you can take notes on what they're doing right and look for what they're missing, right? You even have I think there's a software called Notebook LLM. You can upload those videos. It will just create a script, the audio to text, or you can even use that script and save it on a Google Doc so you can use that for future reference. So let's talk about what they're missing. So what stories are they telling over and over? Are they telling like, oh, this product is free of X and that's why it's healthier or better? They're always telling the same stories. What claims are they making? What type of people are they featuring in the UGC? This is very key. It's a very important role that people overlook. What kind of people are they actually using? Are they mostly females? Are they males? What ages are they? So write down every message angle that you see your competitors using. So you just keep like this Google sheet, you have the script, and then you have the angles. Just list down what the angles are that they are using. So everyone's talking about price, speed, or convenience. That's good news, because then there's like definitely an underused angle that you can own, right? So then we come into the gap analysis. Look at the complaints and negative reviews of your competitors' products, because this actually tells you where you can come in and actually offer something better, right? Check their Instagram comments, Amazon reviews, Reddit discussions, anywhere that people are talking about what is missing and what could be better. This also can be used by UGC ads, right? If they're telling like this product is missing or completely overlooking this factor, then you can just spin it and make that as a hook, right? So now we come into the part for how do we actually create those ads. Now we have done all the research, we know all about that. So there's a specific framework, psychological framework that just works for UGC ads. And it's basically using a structure that hooks viewers, right? You hook them and you guide them smoothly to making a purchase decision. This is how it works, right? So you hook people in the first 3 seconds. And it's not just to grab attention, but you want to qualify them as well, right? So for example, check out this amazing skincare products. You might open with, if you've tried every acne treatment and nothing works. Or you can say, for example, if you love dark roast coffee, this is something for you. You should definitely try this out. And then you go into something like that. So there's different ways that you can improve it, but it's grabbing attention, but immediately also qualifying your ideal customer. So people that you don't want to grab attention, you disqualify and they'll just scroll past. That's better for you, because if the hook is just so generic and just tells like, stop if you want to make more money, for example. And then, of course, you'll get a little bit more engagement, but it's not going to grab like the people that you actually want, right? So then you state that, after the hook, you need to kind of agitate the problem, make it even worse, make them kind of emotionally feel or re-experience the problem, right? So that's why some UGC creators, they go wrong. They just jump straight to the solution. Like, if you wanted, this is dark roast coffee that you have to try, blah, 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 blah. But you spend 5 to 7 seconds really digging into the frustration, right? You make them feel it. So you spend hundreds on treatments, your bathroom cabinet is full of half-used products, and your confidence goes down every time you look in the mirror. So this is kind of, really going and digging into the pain that they're experiencing, right? For example, for the coffee example, you can say, you've tried different brands, but all of the tastes are just bland and they feel like cheap coffee that you can just get from, your grocery, your generic grocery store or something like that, right? So just kind of agitating the problem. So that's when you introduce the product as a solution, but it needs to feel like a discovery, right? Not a pitch. So that's when the UGC creates. So that's when I discovered this product that's made by the founders who are also moms and have experienced the same struggles as I have experienced when looking for skincare products. For example, it's like this discovery. People like discovery. Like we as humans, we like to experience new things. We like to see people also discover something. We are explorers. We want to see new things. That's what stimulates the mind. That's what stimulates your brain to new discovery, right? So they stumbled upon the product. They just have to they feel this urge to share the experience. Like some of the best UGC creators, they can actually be infectious. They're so hyped. It depends on your audience, of course, but most of them, if they have like this energy that's transferable to the audience, like they're so happy that they discovered something, it's going to do really great, right? So instead of saying this coffee maker is fast, delicious, and cheap, you would say, now I make my coffee in 3 minutes before I work. It stays hot all morning, tastes better than Starbucks, and I'm saving like $150 a month, right? It's obviously going to be a lot better. And of course, if you have social proof, like adding credibility is important because you don't want to be like this drop shipping brand. So depending on the product that you're selling, show some testimonials or before and after case studies, right? And at the end, of course, to get conversions, which was something that you want, it seems to be like a natural conclusion, right? So like if you're struggling with this, like I was, make it relatable, keyword like I was, you can grab this product link below. If you're struggling to finding the right dark roast of coffee, or you're finding the right skincare product for your darker tone skin or for your skin that's sensitive to sunlight, you get the point, right? So this framework works because it mirrors how we naturally share recommendations with friends. That's the key here, right? Just like you would tell your friend about a product that you just found that's fucking amazing and that you just want to share it with them, right? So you start with a problem, you share experience, reveal what worked for you. The other reason this converts so well is because it addresses both emotional and logical buying decisions. The problem agitation hits the emotional triggers, while the solution satisfies the logical mind that's always, okay, all right, I feel the need to get this product, but what's the logical side of things? What will it actually do for me? Now the logical mind needs to connect with the emotional. That's key. So for finding and managing UGC creators, something I see that a lot of brands struggle with. There are a lot of platforms nowadays that you can use. I'll recommend a couple of them in the description. But if you're just starting out with a D2C brand and you want to also get your product out there for brand awareness, you can also just reach out to them. Reach out to them on Instagram or on Facebook or on TikTok. So the mistake that a lot of brands make, it's like they don't really choose who creates their content and they don't really manage them, right? So it's just like hiring your marketing team. It's essentially something that they become, right? They become part of your team. So you're not just looking for someone who can make videos and that's gone. No, you're looking for something that understands your brand voice and connects with your audience. Somebody that, especially if they're really good, that can keep making content for you so you can keep testing. Like, for example, if you have somebody that makes content and it does exceptionally well on the ads manager, you're just getting good ROAS, you definitely want to keep working with this person. So you got to keep that in mind, that in the end, you want to have this person and you want to keep working with this person should their content really convert, right? So you're just looking for someone who can really understand your brand, connect with your audience, and most importantly, they can sell without being salesy. So if you've got professional UGC creators who do this full time, micro influencers who might be perfect for your niche, and even satisfied customers who will be happy to promote your product. So each type has its pros and cons. I'll tell you exactly what one's best for these different situations, but getting this part right is crucial because the wrong creator can waste your budget, and just damage your brand if you're not being careful enough. So if someone doesn't align, your viewers will see this, right? You need to understand that on a deeper level. Like if you're selling outdoor products for people that love fishing and you're just going to have somebody that does not fit that at all, it's going to create an inconsistency and people are not going to buy, right? So start looking at TikTok or Creator Marketplace, Twitter, Instagram, Meta, and look for creators who are already making content similar to what you need. Just use a simple template. I love your content. We're looking for creators to showcase a product that helps target audience with this problem. Would you be interested in creating authentic content for us? And you can even do this with micro influencers and offer them a free product in exchange, right? So some of them would obviously want to get paid for their work, but I will tell you, there are a lot of people that would just do this for a free product or a free sample. And the cool thing about this is that you can actually get your product to somebody, create brand awareness, and if they create product, that's like icing on the cake, right? So there's not, you don't always have to think for, oh god, I'm going to have to pay all these creators a lot of money. No, tell them from the get-go, hey, I love your content. It really aligns with us as a brand. I would love for you to send you some free product in exchange for any type of content, or video or image. Don't force them, of course, to make a certain type of content, because you're giving them a free product, right? You can ask them to do something really with a lot of instructions unless you're paying them. So for contracts, like, should you want to really keep working with this person, you need to cover like the clear deliverable expectations, right? Users' rights, payment terms, review and revision process, timeline expectations, all these kind of things. But this is all usually for people that you're going to continue working with. So secret to managing them effectively is providing a detailed brief while still leaving room for their creativity. This is key. So if you want to keep working with them, leave room for creativity. And also, keep in mind that they also, if they have a lot of experience, they know what to do, right? Just don't try to micromanage them a lot. Give them a lot of room for creativity. So give them your conversion framework, but let them tell their story in their own voice, because that's going to come off more authentic, right? So now we come to the part of testing and scaling these ads, right? Because you want to turn this into a predictable revenue machine. It's not about just throwing different videos and seeing what works. You need a systematic approach, right? So I'm going to share with you the exact testing framework that helps us identify winners within days, not weeks. Right, the key to understanding, of course, is that there are 5 main variables in any UGC ad, and that's the hook, the product presentation, and the call to action. By testing these all systematically, you can isolate what's actually driving conversions and replicate that success. Right, so it's a methodological approach to testing, because you don't want to make expensive assumptions. So just do it with a repeatable system. So once you have tested a couple of UGC ads, you can do like this, what we call the triple hook test. Take the best video, create 3 different hooks variations, and focus on one problem, or 2 different hook variations of different problems. But first start out with one problem, create 3 hook variations from that. So I'm tired of, one is making people curious, the weird reason why, and one with a pattern interrupt. These are just examples. You can even go ask ChatGPT from, hey, come up with some of the best hooks on this problem, and then of course give ChatGPT some background information and tell them to use principles that David Ogilvy uses, Eugene Schwartz, and even Robert Cialdini. Right? Run these tests with smaller budgets. Always go with the 2x AOV rule. Spend at least twice your average order value before making any decisions on an ad's performance. If it's not spending at all, that also means that Facebook does not think this ad will work. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video to go into the ads manager and explain exactly what it is, how you should test it. But this is just going to give you a general structure of how you can get started. So if your product sells for $50, give each variation at least $100 in ad spend before deciding whether to kill it or scale it. If it's not spending at all, after a couple of days, then you can know it's not going to work. Facebook is not giving it the spend it needs for a reason, right? So that also is when you're using it in the CBO campaign. But then again, another video, another time. So when analyzing the results, look at these metrics in order. First 3 seconds rotation rate. This is the hook. They're going to look for, okay, 65%, at least 65% of people keep watching. Click-through rate, okay, this benchmark is going to be different for each industry. So just look at that with a grain of salt. Cost per purchase should be trending down. Return on ad spend should be good. Right? So once you find a winning combination, don't just increase the budget, create 2 or 3 variations using the same winning elements, but with different creators, or slight adjustments to the story, right? That's how you come up with these crazy revenue profitable machines content that just do amazing. But this also prevents ad fatigue and also gives you multiple winners to scale. So with this system, you are ready to 2 or 3x or even higher your investment, and even do quadruple that or 8 times, depending on how good your system is, right? Because the people that have the best results with it are the people that find and identify the winning UGC ad contents first, make small adjustments, and really make them super profitable. So all of this process on your own, will leave you little to no time to run your business. So if you want to scale, it's a lot of work, obviously. So if you want to scale your ecom brand with high performing UGC ads, that's where we come in and actually can help you out. We have a system where we can do all the outreach, all the influencer, the micro influencer outreach for you. It's just off your plate. We're going to do that for you and find people that are willing to create content for a free product. And then on the other side, we're also going to have influencers or content creators that we work with within our network that are known to create great content, We'll find one that works and fits specifically to your brand. And that's how you will have every month new content to use for your ads. So no more ad fatigue, no more excuses that, telling that, oh, we need more content, because a lot of these brands, they seem to struggle with freelancers or agencies that are keep telling them that they need more content. And that's their excuse for not getting the ROAS that they promise, right? So check the link below and book a free audit call with us, and we'll just explain what it is that we can do with you and find out if it's a match between us.